Alright guys, we are going to be recreating this. So first thing we need to do is to open a new project. So let's go back to our default settings. So here is our default settings. So the first thing we delete is text and go to our size and change our size to 1080, 13, the height made 1350. Okay, so this is what we have. So the next thing we do is to change the color to white. And what I do is that when I'm trying to recreate a design, I will import the design on my timeline so that it can give me a guide to know if I'm doing it correctly. So I'll just put this here and leave that there. So the first thing we do for all design is to get your background. So if you look at the design, the first thing is the design was placed on the background. So alright guys, so here is my background. So I'll just enlarge it to fit in the screen. Yes, so after doing that, I'll click on this icon here, and this place where it says this icon, we have padlock, we have the edit icon. On this side we have the eyes and we have the delete. So the padlock icon is like for you to lock your file so that it won't be shaky. Then for this eye icon is to remove it, like to hide it. Then the box down is your delete. So yeah, we have inputted our background. So let me lock it. So what's the next thing to do? If you look at the design, the next thing I did here was to add this blur effect at the down. This blur effect at the down. So how did I create that? So you go to your shape, the color is white, you extend it down to the tip and go to your gradient. Then your gradient, now you click this plus icon and this first yellow arrow, you click on it and you click this paint icon here. It will take you to this color palette. You understand? So what we want to do to make the design easy for us is to just pick color from the design that we are creating. Do you understand? To make it easy for us. So you click on this here and click on the design. Then you click on the color we are trying to create. This one down here and mark it. So as you can see, it has given us the color. Then this second icon here, you turn it to transparent. Transparent is that you don't want any color to be there. You want it to be as transparent as possible. Then this is how it's going to look once you've done that. Then you click OK. That's it guys. So I just created it now. So what is the next thing? The next thing we are going to be doing is create our boxes before we add our image. So what I do is that when I'm trying to recreate the design, I first create like a structure of how this was achieved. So before adding our image and text, we want to first create all the structure you show there, the shapes and basically the shapes. So we click on our shape, extend it, reduce it to the size you feel like the is okay, and for the radius you curve it. Yeah, I think this is okay. And when moving down here, like as you can see radius, when you scroll down you see what it says opacity. Opacity is the transparency of whatever you have on your workspace, your workflow. Is how you want it to be seen. If you don't want to see this, you can reduce your transparency. When you reduce your transparency, as you can see, it's no longer there. If you increase it, then it's there. That's transparency. Just simply put, the way it's actually the name transparent. How clear is it? So the way I achieved this is I had to reduce the transparency. So and that's why I got this. Then click OK. As you can see, I already did it. Similar to what we have there. Then the edges, I added an inner color to it. That was white. Yes, that's it. Then created another shape but this time around I wanted to have a color, so I chose the transparency to be white. And if you're having difficulties seeing your design, you can just click on this plus icon, then zoom in this way so you can see what you're designing. Then click on the plus icon again to continue designing. Please note that if you don't click on the plus icon, you won't be able to move your screen. It will be stagnant. Or if you click on the plus icon, then you can now go back to editing your clips. So I'm going to put the radius to 10. This a bit. Yeah, I think this is okay. Then click on the plus back and zoom out. Click on it again so I can edit. Yep. I think ours is a bit small. Let me make that big. Yes, so the next thing we are going to be doing is to create this other shape. I will say, let's reduce this so it doesn't distract. The radius to 10, and I'll change the color. So you head down to your color, enable it. As I said earlier, the fast way to getting colors is using the pick tool. Pick tool is like picking a color from an image. So just click on it, that's the pick. Click on the image you want to pick the color from, then pick. As simple as that. Yep, and that's it. So we just put this over here this way. Okay, so it's coming up right. So the next thing we do is to add our image. So for this tutorial, please, I would really appreciate if you found this class helpful and educating. Kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel to support us, and click on the notification button so you get notified whenever I post any video. Whenever I post any video, you get notified. Thank you so much if you have done that already. So let's move forward. So yeah, if And also, in case you want to make use of the resources I use, the link is in my bio. So just click in the bio, you get the resource materials. It's in the Google Drive, so you get the resource materials. Or you can just send me a DM to my WhatsApp. I will send you all the materials I used to make this video. So without said and done, let's move forward. So now let's add image to our design. So this is the first image that I used. So if you remember the first class I did, how to remove background image using Photoshop. So on your Pixel Lab, you can also remove background image, but most times it doesn't work for all image. Now the reason why it's going to work on this particular image is because the background is white. White is easy to remove background when the background image is white. So how do you do that? So you just go to your easy color and enable it, and yeah, that's it. But as you can see, it did not really do it good justice to it. But for this class, we can still manage it. So the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to send this image to the back of this blur effect we did down. How do you do it? So you just click these dots signs by your left, yes, then you click it down and put it beneath the effect, and that's how you have. So let's lock the effect, and yes, that's it. So let's increase it to the size that we have on the design. Yes, that's it. And let me lock it. So the other image, let's add the other image. So yes, this is the other image. So if you look at it, it's already on a transparent background, meaning that I used photo room to remove. So let's continue. So now I'm going to do exactly the same thing I did to the first image. So I'm going to push this down to the back of the effect so it can fade in. So I'm going to reduce it so the way we have it on the image we're trying to recreate. I think this is okay. Let me increase it a bit. Yeah, I think this is okay. Yeah, this is okay. So let me lock the image so it doesn't get shaky. If you look, before we lock the image, you can see that it's movable. So if we lock the image now, we found out that it won't be movable anymore. You can see it's stiff. So that's the essence for locking images. So now the next thing we are going to do now, as you can see, we are almost close to the finishing our design, is to add our text and logo, and there's an extra material used in the design, this icon where the premium 100 premium was paid with, so I'm going to do a tutorial to that. So it's literally an effect which it's like an extra material just to make the design more catchy. So everything is in the tutorial, so you get it in the drive. So yeah, this is the original color, and if you look at it, the direction it's facing is onto your right, so we have to change the direction to our left. So how do you do that? So you click on your crop, the dine arc icon here. You can also change it up and down. You can change it right and left. So we're going to keep it on right. And yeah. Oh, so it's going to be upside down. Yes. Now let's edit to increase our screen so we can see what we are trying to edit or what we're trying to design. Yeah, I think it's perfect this way. Yeah, it's perfect this way. So the color, right? So let's change the color. So the color I used for this design is already in the color palette, is inside the drive, so you get it's the same result I got using this color. So yeah, that's it. I already did that. So we're going to do the same for this other box. So this for the other box. So let's import it, change the color, and now let's increase the size of our design so you can fit in this. Let's give benefits. Okay, this way. Let me reduce it a bit. Yeah, I think it's okay this way. So one more thing is that the side, I added an extra light onto the box that gave it this glowing effect. So how do I do that? I went to my inner shadows, enable it, and put the color to white. You see, that will give that 3D effect on the body. Now, so we are moving close to finishing our design. We've added the image, the extra material used for the design. So the next thing we need to add our text, right? So how do we do that? So you move over to the text icon. So the good thing about designing is that you can increase your timeline, so it's easy for you to place your text on your design. So let's switch ours. I'm going to change the color to black so it's visible. So I'll click on copy, because when you copy duplicate a particular text. Instead of you writing the text already, just click on copy so it can help you duplicate it, and you can now re-edit it to the word you want to tell. So now I want to add a phone number to my design. The number is not existing, but it should. That is not my real number, please. Just for the sake of the design. So I've done that already. I'm going to just place it over here. Now let's go back. Yeah, so you can see our design is making sense now. We are getting there. So moving forward, let's add our any text, any image, sorry. So click on this text, copy, and write increase the size. So and change the font to, I think I use this against regular. I'm going to send you guys the font so you can also download it for your design, but You're also free to use other fonts just to make the design engaging and clean. So this is the font I used. And I changed the color to this color. I'll send the color code to you guys. How do you input the code? You just click on this plus icon, then you click on, after the pick tool, you click on the second icon, edit, then you paste the code here and write OK. It will automatically adjust. The color will readjust itself to the color code you just input, and you press OK. And that's how you get the color using your color palette too. So I'm going to complete that. I'm going to copy this ending so I can write the width. Change color to black. Change to black. Now reduce the size. So moving forward, I'm trying to get the font that we used. Okay, yeah, I've gotten it. So yeah, the next thing now is to do is to add our services, like what we do and our logo. Then the design, I think it has a slang, crowding your confidence. So let's do that now. And also we want to expand the text. So how do you do that? You click on spacing, space, and later then you click like this, so you automatically expand it. So the last thing we are doing now is to add our services. So let's do that now. So we're adding our services and the things that we do. So I'm going to fast forward this message because it's going to be lengthy. duplicate this onto and add it to all everything. So it's meaning to. Sorry guys, it's taking time, right? That's the beauty of designing. That's to be accurate. So for those that will be doing this as an assignment, please watch very well and send in your practical assignment, because the next class will be harder than this one. The next class will be more harder than this one. So you have to prepare your mind, and again, don't forget to subscribe and like this video on our YouTube channel. Let's delete this one because we don't need it anymore. And yeah. Oh, one more thing, really hard the 100%. So here's our logo. So just import it and use it. Put it somewhere there. Yep. So we are done for this class. Please watch this video and take correction of everything that has been done in the video. It's a very simple one. It's a very simple one. So in case you are going through any challenges, you can just slide to my DM. My phone number is here, and my emails. You can send me an email. I'll definitely respond to you. And don't also forget to leave a comment section if you found this video interesting and educating. If you learned anything, let me know. If I can add you to my community where we get to share designs, share inspirations, and you can also meet your fellow designers.